Okay, now let's see this question. This question came in GATE 2014 for 2 marks. The question is, let x and y be finite sets and f x to y be a function. Which one of the following statements is true? And they have given a bunch of statements. So in the first statement they are saying that for any subsets a and b of x, so a is a subset of x, similarly b is a subset of x. For that they are saying that f of a union b, cardinality of that, is equal to cardinality of fa plus cardinality of fb. So is it the case that if we take the union a and b, and then the function gives whatever the set, the size of that set, is it that is equal to this addition of the individual sets that we are getting from fa and fb? Okay, so let's understand it by an example. Let's say that there is this x and there is this y, and after that let's say there is a particular subset and this subset is a, and let's say it has two elements, and these two elements I am writing outside because there is no place. So let's say these elements are a1 a2. Similarly, let's say there are two other elements b1 and b2. These are the two elements and they form the subset b. So here what they are saying is that for any subsets a and b of x, so these a and b are subsets of x, and let's say the function is defined something like this. So a1 is mapped to this value which is c1, and this is mapped to c2, and this b1 is also mapped to c2, and b2 is mapped to another value which is c3. Okay, so these three values are c1, c2, c3 respectively. Now in this setting, if we see that what is the value of fa, so when a set, the function is applied, then they give the values in y which is c1 and c2. Similarly, when we talk about fb, what is that? So this set, what values they are giving? c2 and c3, c2 and c3. Okay, so fa and fb we have found out. So what happens when we are talking about f of a union b? So a union b is what? a1 a2 b1 b2. So when we apply all these 4 points and we apply the function, then what are the different values which we are getting for f a union b? Those values are basically c1, c2 and c3. So in a set, each element will occur only once. That is the definition of the set, right? So in that fashion we have seen this. Now is it the case that the cardinality, the size of f a union b, what is the size? If we take the size of f a union b, what we'll get? We'll get 3, right? Similarly here, if we take the size, we will get 2. Here if we take the size, we will get 2. Now they are saying that is it the case that summation is equal to this? So is it the case that 2 plus 2 is equal to this? And that is not the case. So 2 plus 2 is 4 and this is 3. That's why this statement is wrong. Let's see the second statement. For any subsets a and b of x, f a intersection b is equal to f a intersection f b. For this, again we are going to take another example. Let's take the example something like this. So let's say this is x and this is y. Okay, and for now let's say that this is set a and this is set b. They have some overlap, and I will say that something like, okay, so a1 a2, let's say. So let's say that this element is a1, this element is b2, the a2, and this element is b1, this element is b2, and the common element, let's say that element is x. So there is an element x which is common in a and b. Okay, that element is x, and apart from that common element, A has A1 A2 and B has B1 B2. Okay, after that let the mapping be something like this, that let's say something like this. Okay, so let's say A1 maps to C1. Okay, so this element is C1, and A2 maps to C2, and let's say we'll do x later. Let's say firstly B1 maps to C2 and B2 maps to C3. So this is C3. Okay, and now this element x, let's say there is another element, something like, let's say Cx. Okay, and this element x maps to this element. Now in this setting, what is Fa? See, Fa is basically whatever the elements are in there in set A, what are the mappings which we are getting. See, A1 A2 we are getting C1 C2, and then x we are getting Cx. So Fa is basically C1 C2 Cx, isn't it? Similarly, FB is what? We are getting Cx and then C2 and then C3. So essentially that is C2, C3 and Cx. Okay, and they are talking about also A intersection B. So f of A intersection B is what? See, A intersection B in this case has only one element x, and what is its mapping? Cx. So f of that is going to be simply Cx. Okay, and now let's see this equation. They are saying that f of A intersection B is equal to Fa intersection Fb. So f of A intersection B, we have found that this is this. So this is the left hand side. The right hand side, they are saying that Fa intersection Fb. So in this case, what is Fa intersection Fb? What is that value? See, Fa and Fb, what are the things they have in common? So they have C2Cx and C2Cx. Okay, so this value, the intersection value is C2 and Cx. And they are saying that they should be equal, and essentially we have found here that this has only Cx and this has C2 and Cx. Okay, so definitely they are not equal, and that's why this statement is also wrong. What about the third statement? For any subsets A and B of X, f of A intersection B is equal to minimum Fa comma Fa cardinality and Fb cardinality, and that we can directly see from this example only. So Fa intersection B, what is the cardinality? That left hand side is 1 basically. Okay, the size is only 1 because there is only one element, and right hand side they are talking about something like minimum of Fa cardinality, and what is the size? 3. Fb cardinality, what is the size of Fb? It is 3, and minimum of 3 and 3 is 3. So again we are saying that left hand side is 1, right hand side is 3, and again they are not matching, and that's why C is also not correct. And now you can see that only D is left, so D has to be correct, and that is the answer. Let's check that also. Okay, so in D they are saying that, okay, so let's say this is X, this is Y, and then now they are talking about two subsets S and T of Y, not of X. So they are talking about two subsets S and T. So let's say this subset is S, this subset is T of Y, and now they are talking about F inverse, not F. So they are talking about a function from Y to X, which is F inverse, and they are talking about the intersection of S and T. Is that equal to the intersection of the inverses of S and T individually? So now let's say that there are 3 elements in S and T each, and they have one element in common. Now the thing which we did here or here, like two elements mapping to a single element in the right hand side, that we cannot do this side, this point of time. Why? Because if we do that, then the function, then the inverse cannot be taken, because if two elements have the same image in the second set, then we cannot define f inverse, because in that case f inverse will not be defined, because in any definition of function, a single image cannot be a single image cannot have two pre-images, then inverse will not be defined, because in that case if we take inverse, then this will become the pre-image, will become the image of this element. In that case one element will have two images, which is not possible, and that's why f inverse will not be defined. And many of you would have read this directly, that inverse is defined only for 1 1 onto functions. It means that it is defined only for bijective functions. So essentially f is bijective, that is it is 1 1 onto, then only f inverse is defined, which means that when we are talking about the mappings, then it should be 1 1 and onto. Okay, so there will be a separate image for each of them, and for t also there will be a separate image for each one of them, right? And now we see that f inverse of s is basically this set. So if we say a b c d e, then f inverse of s is basically what? A, b and c. Okay, and in that same setting, what can we say about f inverse of t? That will be basically this set, right? So it will be c, d and e, c, d and e. Okay, and now we can see that if we talk about f inverse s intersection f inverse t, which is basically the right hand side of this equation, then we see that we are going to get only one element which is common, which is c. Okay, and if we take f inverse of f s intersection t, so if we only take intersection and then take its mapping, then again we are going to get only one element, which is c. So we can clearly see that since f is bijective, that's why this property is coming, and that's why the last statement is correct. So which of the following statements is true? The statement D is correct, and that's why our answer is D.